Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, hey, what is up, guys? Horror Nights Fan 13 here, and today I am finally doing a video on the leaked lineup, and I'm going to share my thoughts and speculations with it as well. The leaked lineup for Halloween Horror Nights Hollywood 2017. But before I get into this video, please, as always, show your support. Like the video if you like it. Comment what you think about this leaked lineup, what you think about all the probabilities and stuff. Comment what you think about anything else I say in the video, because I love hearing your feedback. And subscribe if you want to keep up with further updating, because I think I'm doing pretty good this season. I have, I have been doing pretty good these past two seasons, so I want to make this third one pretty awesome as well, and it's all thanks to you guys' support. Follow my social media at HHNFan13 on Twitter and at Horror Nights Fan 13 on Instagram. I go on Twitter more than I go on Instagram, so if I don't follow you back on Instagram right away, it's just because I haven't been on there in like a month. Don't worry about it. I will follow you back though. I promise. I promise. I promise. And without further ado, let's get into the video. So, why have I waited such a long time? Since this lineup has been out for a while, why have I waited so long to talk about it? Well, the simple thing is, I don't want any legal problems. I mean, I've never gotten any legal threats from Universal, but you know, things can happen. I know the person who posted the lineup initially online, and you know, some legal threats from Universal came to them from what they told me, so they had to have the lineup removed from the website. So I kind of, you know, I've been waiting for a while. However, the lineup has been out for a while. It is public information. I have not received any information that is not already posted online. So I'm out of this with the legal thing. All the information is publicly available online. I'm sure you could find it somewhere and in a lot of videos. So I'm going to quit my rambling about legal stuff and get into what the actual lineup for this year is. So, in our list of mazes, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Sorry, I'm drinking some Starbucks off to the side because I like Starbucks. Check out the Midnight Mint Mocha. I'm totally not sponsored. I'm just a total white girl. Fantastic. So, where do I begin? Alright, 8 mazes. Yeah, so 8 mazes, 7 Halloween Horror Nights exclusive mazes, and the Walking Dead attraction. So, I'm going to go through everything right now. First up on the list, we have The Conjuring. I'm assuming based off of The Conjuring 1 and 2. The Walking Dead attraction, obviously we know the Walking Dead attraction will be open for Halloween Horror Nights. I'm going to come back to this one a little later, but Insidious Chapter 4, The Shining, which has been confirmed, I'll comment on that a bit later, and talk a bit more about it actually, since I haven't put out an announcement video. Why haven't I put out an announcement video for that? Well, the answer is, John hasn't given us the key art yet. I do my announcement videos in the little, you know, the little PowerPoint style with like the iMovie thing, because I'm a lazy guy and I don't want to sit down and make a whole video talking about the announcement when I could really just talk about it in the full lineup video, kind of like this. So I'm just waiting for the key art. Once I get the key art, I will post an announcement video because I like to be consistent with that kind of stuff. Saw, Ash vs. Evil Dead, and American Horror Story. Alright, so, wait, there was one more. A Blumhouse mashup maze. I'm going to start talking about these right now. So, the first one I'm going to talk about is Ash vs. Evil Dead. Personally, I have not watched the show. Do you know why I haven't watched the show? I don't have stars. And, I mean, the show hasn't really, like, piqued my interest. I mean, I might give it a go sometime, but you know, I haven't really had time yet. I've been a busy guy. So, yeah, Ash vs. Evil Dead. What I've heard about this maze, what, you know, people have been talking about online, it's really not based off of the TV show. It's actually just, you know, it's branded Ash vs. Evil Dead as promotion, and it is based off of the original 2 Evil Dead films. That's just what I've heard from online. I hope that's true, and I hope they don't butcher this maze like they did for the 2013 Evil Dead maze. When I went through that maze, you know, I was kind of scared of it at first, but then when I went through, I'm like, this sucks. Like, the scares were alright, but all of the static figure gags I could not stand those. So, you know, I hope they don't butcher this one. The next maze I'll talk about is American Horror Story. So, as we know from my Lemonade video a while ago, American Horror Story has been confirmed. John Murray confirmed it at Monsterpalooza that they are going to be bringing American Horror Story back. There's no other official information. So, why am I talking about it again? Because I recently did a little bit of digging, and I discovered something. So, quite a while ago, when John was still writing the maze treatments, he talked about how he was rewriting the treatment for Codename Lemonade, not as a request by the property owner, Ryan Murphy, but as an idea of himself. So what was this idea? Well, what my digging and my brain have concluded is that, what if he changed it? Orlando's doing Asylum, Coven, and Roanoke, but, as information has said, American Horror Story is just going to be Roanoke this year. So, the evidence is there. He changed it. John rewrote the American Horror Story maze and changed it from Asylum and Coven to Roanoke. That's kind of really all I got for that. I don't watch American Horror Story. I couldn't care less about this maze coming to the event. So, moving on. I'll come back to this next one a little later because this one is going to take a little while to talk about because it is awesome. So the next one is The Conjuring. As I said, I've speculated The Conjuring. I have two code names matching up to The Conjuring. Both The Big Chill and Writer's Block, they kind of match up to The Conjuring pretty well. Just waiting for confirmation to know which one is which. Blah, 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 all that stuff. However, I am scared that The Conjuring won't be coming to the event this year. Why won't The Conjuring be coming to the event? There's another lawsuit against it, and this one seems to be holding a lot of ground. Hopefully they figure something out because it would suck to have a maze scrapped. The treatment's written, the maze is probably going to start construction soon, so losing the maze would kind of suck a lot. Another maze that I'm kind of scared won't be coming would be Insidious Chapter 4. Why am I scared Insidious Chapter 4 won't be coming? Because the release date's been pushed back. It's been pushed back to January of 2018. We've had mazes that, are based off of movies that open in the middle of October. We've had mazes that are based off of super old movies, but we've never had mazes based off of movies that won't come out until the next year. So that's kind of worrying me. It's scaring me that they're going to base the maze off of Insidious Chapter 4, but there's no Chapter 4 for us to see, which means the maze will just be kind of like, what the heck is going on? I don't know, just my thoughts. So, Blumhouse mashup. So let's talk about the Blumhouse mashup. This maze, there's not a lot of information on it, except, sorry, still burping from the Starbucks. Shout out Starbucks, I love you, please. Sponsor me. Just kidding. They'll never notice me. I love you, Starbucks. Yes, I'm saying I love you to Starbucks while looking off camera to my Starbucks. Hello there. As I was saying, the Blumhouse mashup. So, this maze, there's not a whole lot of information that's out right now. But, as people have been saying, the Blumhouse mashup, it's just a mashup of Blumhouse properties. Movies like Sinister, Get Out, The Purge, is that really all I can think of? Sinister, Get Out, Purge. There's probably a bunch more, but it's a mashup of a bunch of mazes that aren't, they have properties that connect to them, but those properties aren't, enough maze material to make one full maze. So, what John is going to do is just mash them all together. Why not, I don't know about this one. I mean, I've heard it's coming. Multiple people say, yeah, it's coming. This is John's, mad science project that he was working on when he was in Ireland. It's weird. It's something he probably wouldn't do. But then again, he did This Is the End 3D, so he can do anything he wants, I guess. Saw, it's Saw. It'll probably be based off of Saw Legacy. I have no interest in Saw, really. I mean, they're alright. Not my favorite horror films, not even by a long shot. So, this is the one we've been waiting for me to talk about. Yes, of course, we gotta talk about the Walking Dead attraction. This is exactly what we need to talk about. It is so amazing. Psych! I know what you all want to hear. You guys all want to hear me talk about last Friday's maze announcement. Probably the biggest announcement, or one of the biggest announcements in Halloween Horror Nights history, alongside of The Exorcist. This being Stanley Kubrick's The Shining. I am very, very, very excited for this maze. So, what do we know about The Shining? It was recently announced. It's codenamed Charles. It's not the I put out 2 videos talking about Charles. The first one was a connection to Charles Grady, Delbert Grady. That was just kind of a basic connection. The second one was super duper complex and given to me by my friend Justin, HHN Manic. Shout out to that guy. He is awesome. I like talking with him, getting theories going, stuff like that. So he gave me that one, so I decided to put it out on the channel. You know, it was super complex, but it wasn't what John was looking for. John was just looking for, oh, yeah, character, Charles Grady. There you go. Ta-da, there's The Shining. And I'm like, wow, really? Was that obvious, John? Okay, then. So, The Shining. Where is this located? This is located in the Revenge of the Mummy extended queue. So, this is over where The Exorcist was last year. This is the end. Clowns 3D, Evil Dead, Silent Hill, Hostel. That's as far back as my memory goes for the Mummy queue. I've only been attending since 2012, so I remember going through Silent Hill. I've never been through Hostel, but I remember that Hostel was there, because I like to study my years past of HHN. So, yeah, it's located in the Mummy queue, which is kind of a weird location for it for me, because I would think that you'd need massive sets to pull off The Shining, because the Overlook Hotel has massive, massive sets. And, you know, it's kind of weird because that's a really small, claustrophobic area. But, hey, I trust John. And if he wanted to put The Shining in the Mummy queue, I trust him. Now, there was a scene he talked about a while ago, maybe about a month ago, that he and Chris were doing a mock-up of off-site. It was a full-scale mock-up. And he confirmed that this scene is for The Shining. It is the Grady twins scene. So the Grady twins, if you haven't seen The Shining, the 2 twins are kind of standing in the hallway and you see them. And then it flashes to them, you know, dismembered, bloody, all over, all around the room, which is pretty creepy. I mean, those 2 girls are creepy alone, but seeing them dismembered is just bleh. So, yeah, the Grady twin scene, that's the complicated scene he was talking about mocking up off-site. We don't know what the complicated scene he talked about in the codename was. We can assume that is the Grady twin scene, or we could think maybe it's the Here's Johnny scene or the Bloody Elevators. People have asked him, hey, what are you going to do about the Bloody Elevator scene? Like, how is that going to work? He said, oh, it wouldn't work. So he's definitely got something in his brain. You got to put in the Bloody Elevator doors for The Shining. More comments on what he said this maze is going to be like. It's going to make you feel like you're going mad. You know, that's kind of like from Jack's point of view. Jack Torrance, Jack Nicholson's character. He's going crazy. He's going to massacre his family, all that stuff like that. And it's also going to make you feel like you're in Danny's perspective. You have The Shining. You're seeing these weird visions of some dude in a dog suit giving some other guy sitting on a bed a blowjob. You're going to see the twins standing in the hallway, and then all of a sudden they flash and are bloody. You're going to be talking to your hand going, Red Rum! Red Rum! That was creepy. I just scared myself. Yeah, so it's going to make you feel like you're going mad, yet also like you're experiencing The Shining. So that's going to be a really cool maze. No information on the facade, no information on any other scenes given. I'm sure we will see the most iconic scenes in the movie, such as the Here's Johnny busting through the door, the elevator scene, the Grady twins scene, obviously. I don't know. I'm super excited. This is definitely my most anticipated maze of this year. Probably my most anticipated maze. This is going to be one of the best mazes I see. I can already tell. I am very excited for The Shining. And if they put in the work to make it the amazing, you know, caliber that the movie is, then yes, I think they will be able to pull it off. Another funny joke about The Shining, these actors in the maze are going to have to do scenes more times than the actors did in the movies. If you don't get it, Stanley Kubrick was really famous for making his actors do 50, 60, 70 retakes of a scene. So they would shoot the same scene over and over and over until Kubrick thought it was perfect. And then they'd do it more because Kubrick was very, very, involved in it. And as I talked about in the Charles video, like way long ago when I first speculated that The Shining was coming, I talked about how King wasn't involved in the deal. Well, John confirmed this on Twitter. Somebody asked him, "Hey, John, how did you get Stephen King to approve of a Shining maze?" John's simple response: "I didn't. This has more to do with Kubrick. Has nothing to do with King. King has separated himself from Stanley Kubrick's version of The Shining because he hated it, so Warner Brothers and the Kubrick estate had full right to say, yeah, John, you get The Shining now." Although, I would have loved to see The Shining last year. If my perfect lineup for last year would have been, you get rid of the Gauntlet, and you put in Halloween, Michael Myers Comes Home, my favorite, Halloween maze. You put in that one in Parisian Courtyard. This is saying like, oh, it didn't happen in 2015. You put that one in Parisian Courtyard. You go down, or you go over to the Waterworld queue, and you have Texas Chainsaw Massacre in there. You have the Walking Dead attraction, so those are the 3 mazes on the upper lot. You go down to the lower lot, and in Jurassic Park queue, you have American Werewolf in London, but done much better than 2014 was done. You go down to the Mummy, and you got The Exorcist there. Then you go to the back lot, and you have Krampus in where it was. You have Freddy vs. Jason inside of Soundstage 747. I would have preferred to have it inside of the Soundstage. And over on the back lot from Dusk Till Dawn area, Route 666, that is where you would put The Shining. To me, that is my all-time perfect lineup for Halloween Horror Nights. No originals, just some awesome IPs. Would have been great. Unfortunately, a year like that will never happen. However, we do get a year with The Shining. We had last year, which was epic. This year, I'm not as excited for, but I am very excited for The Shining. I'm very excited that I'm going to be flying out from Arizona to be able to see this maze in person, because if The Shining wasn't coming, I wouldn't see much reason for me to come out from Arizona to come to HHN. However, I would still go anyways, just I wouldn't be as excited for it. But since The Shining is coming, it's going to be awesome. Thank you all for watching. Please, as always, show your support. Like the video if you like it. Comment what you think about this lineup. Comment if you think it is legit. I still need my more coffee. I'm going to chug that thing at the end of the video. So comment if you think it's legit. Comment what you think about The Shining. Comment what you think about American Horror Story. Comment what you think about the whole lineup. And subscribe to keep up with my updating for, the rest of this 2017 season and possibly further. I haven't decided if I'm actually going to end my channel after 2017 or keep it going while I'm in college. So I'll find out soon enough when I'm there, if I have enough time or not. So, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video. Take care.